Hey guys, so today I wanted to try the cheap art supply challenge. I know I'm really late, but I just wanted to try it out. For the watercolor, this was my first watercolor set. It's the Donga watercolor. I don't know exactly how much it is since it was a gift from a friend. This is like grade school, and I used to really like this because it was really bright, and I guess I just really liked it. Then for the paper, I'm using this Canson Sketchpad Doodle. This is probably just going to be for the sketching. And for the watercolor paper, I'll be using this Canson watercolor paper. It's 200 GSM, 10 sheets, and it's like $1 and a few cents for this entire thing. I will be using this Dojon pencil. I'm not really sure. I'm only using this pencil since I don't have lead right now, and I can't go out and buy any. I can't even buy any online. So for my brushes, I'll just be using these brushes that I got from Daiso. These are my favorite, and they're the only ones I really use. So, and of course some tissue. So let's start sketching, shall we? Hey guys, it's voiceover time. So I wanted to paint some fan art of Hanako-kun, Nene, but I just didn't like the idea of doing fan art, so I opted to make my own character. So I took out the big guns, Pinterest, and I just started going ham. Then I saw a bunch of photos of this vintage Lolita dresses that I felt so inspired by. So that's when I decided I wanted to make a piece centered around the dress. But then the dress started turning into this sort of Princess and the Pauper Erica dress. I just really liked how the baby blue with the baby pink, and I just really liked the color scheme, and when I was younger I always loved her dress. So I decided that's going to be the color scheme, and that's the kind of dress that I'm going to be basing my dress out of. Then I looked for a picture for the pose, and I started sketching that with the dress, and this was a rough sketch of what I'll be painting on. Is it cheating if I use the Prismacolor? I don't think so, right? So I just do not like painting on graphite, basically. So that's why I used a Prismacolor Color Erase colored pencil. The sketch that I'm sketching now isn't really the sketch that I'm going to be painting on. I just don't like sketching the final sketch in front of the camera, so I sketched off camera, so I'm sorry I didn't record that part. I just don't feel comfortable yet. So here is the final sketch, and I'm just preparing the area so that it looks aesthetically pleasing for the video while I paint, because you know, people love that, I love that, how it looks nicely, how it's all placed perfect, almost perfect in my eyes. You can't do a watercolor piece without masking the sides, so I'm putting some masking tape so that it won't wrinkle. Before we even start painting, I'll be doing some swatching, and I really went ham on the pan. Ham on the pan. So I just really wanted the pigment to show, or the paint to show as much as possible. I have to say though, this red was quite underwhelming. I remember it being super bright. I don't know, maybe I mixed it up for that other pink, which was super bright. This purple was kind of pretty underwhelming. But I have to say, the black was by far the most pigmented thing there. It was so stark and so distinguishable. It was really just a black, and I was so surprised of how black it is. I mean, it's black, so. And they were pretty chalky. If you just rub your fingers over them, then they will stain your finger, and you can just imagine it painting in your sketchbook. The page in front of it will be stained a bit with the watercolors. So keep that in mind. If you're just beginning, then I think this watercolor set is really great. I started off with it, and look at me now. I'm still kind of trash. I haven't been polishing my watercolor skills lately, especially since school's just been taking over my life. But now it's summer and I can do whatever the frick I want. I haven't really been drawing as much as I'd like to, but I have been doing more digital pieces, which I'm pretty proud of, since I've never been comfortable with digital art, basically. Ever since I was young, I was super excited when I got my drawing tablet, and I just was pretty underwhelmed. It's not what I expected, and it just wasn't really for me, so I never really used my drawing tablet as much. But I still do use it, especially now during school. We're doing a lot more digital pieces, especially next year. My teacher said we'll be doing more animation, and I'm not really excited because I suck at animating. I don't know shit about it. But maybe this could be, where I could learn more to grow as a artist person thing. I really don't know. So let's talk about the price of everything, or the total price, since it's a cheap art supply challenge. So everything is $7.72, which it's below $10, which I would think is pretty cheap for all the materials I've used. I also apologize for not posting in a while, but really, who noticed my lack of onlineness? My lack of posting videos? Nobody cares, but you know what? If some random person does, then thank you. As I said, school. But now I'll try to post a little more. Just a little, since I can't really record every single art piece that I do, since I'm not that comfortable yet. Just knowing that someone or something is recording me while I draw is the most uncomfortable thing ever. So I'm still trying to get the hang of a camera looking at me when nobody is looking at me while I'm drawing. But you are looking at me, but just not the time I'm drawing. You get it? One thing that I don't like about the paints though were how light they dried. I would keep on painting over an area over and over again, and it still would be really light, especially at the dark areas where I would want the hair to be dark. It would still be a light purple, and I don't know what I was doing with the hair. It looks like a bunch of spaghetti strands. I don't understand. I'm not yet a big hair expert, so I didn't really know what I was doing with the hair. I think you noticed that. I just kept on making areas darker, putting shine on areas. Not to mention that this art style isn't really my art style. I just wanted to make the face round so that I wouldn't have to, worry about whether it's symmetrical or not. So if it's round, it's a circle, it's an oblong, it doesn't really matter. This is more of my chibi style than it is the style that I draw or paint with. But it was nevertheless a challenge. And it really did bring back memories of when I used to love these watercolors. This was actually the dark times when I used to really like Hetalia. Yes, the dark ages. Speaking about Hetalia, anime. Can I talk about that, since I can't talk about anime to nobody? Since no one in my house watches anime. And I don't have many friends that really do watch the animes that I watch. I just finished watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And this character really did remind me of Olivier Armstrong. And not to mention, her eyebrows were kind of inspired by her eyebrows, since that thin, arched looking eyebrows. They're just really pretty. And this sassy look. Ooh. I'm currently watching Banana Fish, Hyoka, and a lot of other animes. Samurai Champloo. I'm also starting to watch Code Geass. I still haven't finished Free. Also Haikyuu. And Haikyuu is becoming so popular all of a sudden. I just was so surprised when all my TikToks are just Haikyuu. And I don't even have anime on my TikTok. Not that many, no. These days away.
old rocking chair will get me. All I do is pray that the Lord above will let me walk in the sun once more. Can't go on. Everything I have is gone. Still what love I can get my boots up.
And I was watching Call Me By Your Name while painting this, which was probably a bad idea since a lot of people that I know that watch this movie cried. I didn't cry. I didn't really feel anything. That was probably because I was so engrossed in painting that I didn't pay attention to the movie and making sure that there were cool angles while I was painting. So that was probably not a good idea to paint while watching this movie. I'll probably rewatch it another time where I'm actually listening in on their conversation. Also, their Italian and French parts, I didn't have subtitles for that. I did not. So I didn't understand some of their conversations, but it was okay. The scenery, the movie was beautiful. I have to say, it was a very beautiful movie with a lot of beautiful people. I just like looking at beautiful men. I have to say, don't we all? I mean, I like looking at beautiful people. That's why we tend to draw beautiful things, you know? And even if some people don't consider it beautiful, it's still, in a way, beautiful, you know? That's why I love, like, artistic things, because they really just show, you make something out of nothing. Well, not out of nothing, but you know what I mean. You paint from your mind, you make something, you sculpt, you sing a song. It's just so beautiful. Beautiful. Here I'm using the colored pencils. Yeah, I haven't been talking about the piece a lot. If there was one thing I'd want to really change, is the amulet that she's wearing. It's so crooked. It's so westward. I really should have looked at the sketch better since I just really wanted to paint. I was like, this sketch is okay already. I'm just gonna paint now. But I should have really, I wish I had the transform tool right now so I can just transform that more eastward. Eastward? Right. Enjoy some masking tape ASMR because so I had a lot of fun painting this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's just me talking aimlessly and painting. But it did bring back a lot of memories, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe you'll come back for some more. Bye.